those that have a clean heart. You got it? Meaning clean mind. That word heart in the Hebrew is la'ah, meaning your mind. You got it?
And in simplicity of heart, seek him.
In simplicity of mind, seek him. Why? Because the gospel's simple, man. Was that 2 Corinthians 11 chapter? You know, the simplicity that's in Yahweh Shah. You know, you don't have to go for a 5-hour rant on trying to break down the MOTB. It's simple, man. Right? It's simple. You know?
5.
Break it. Go to the word from Mark. It's simple. You got it. But if you want to come in this thing, right, and try to please men, be seers, make pretty much be a spectacle to men in the wrong way. Right? You want to try, and you want to ultimately oppose the ministry of Yahweh Shah. You're gonna divert it. You're gonna pollute. You're gonna, you pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? It's a dope. Pervert. That's the word. The water. Pervert the gospel.
10-minute breakdown.
And at that point, it's no longer simple.
Continuing on, verse 2. For he will be found of them that tempt him not.
He will be found of them that tempt him not, man. Look at all the holy men that we read about in the scriptures that Yahweh Shemal Shah was supping with on a heavy level. Right? Like Daniel, Noah, and Job. They didn't tempt the Lord. So he was found of them. Right, go ahead. And how do you tempt the Lord? By pretty much doing the opposite of what he tells you to do.
Right.
You're not walking in the spirit. You're making decisions based off the flesh. You're tempting the Lord.
It says, and showeth himself unto such as do not distrust him.
Mm-hmm. Meaning that you have full confidence and reliability in Yahweh Shemal Shah. He'll make himself known. As a matter of fact, you was holding that Psalms 25. 14.
Yep. Psalms 25, verse 14. It say the secret of Yahweh is with them that fear him.
Yeah, going back to those mysteries, it says the secret of Yahweh Shemal Shah are with those that fear him. And fearing the Lord is the root of wisdom. And wisdom is needed, once again, going back to the MOTB, is wisdom to, you got to, Revelation 13, it says, for here is wisdom, here is the name, the number, here's the number of the beast, for paraphrasing. It says, when you read it in NLT, it says wisdom is needed here. Right? But you got to fear the Lord, right, in order to have that broken down into you.
Right. Oh, wait, but we never go into the number of his name, according to them guys.
Yeah.
Well, where's the, we don't got all the signs out, but the C-hip sign that we got the breakdown of C666 on it. It's not like that. Yeah. Which goes into basically the barcode. Well, it starts with the barcodes. Each barcode has a numerical value, and in the beginning, middle, and end, it's 6 all throughout. You see? And what is it? What is NFC technology? Near field communication.
Right.
When you scanning a barcode at the grocery store, you're gaining that information off that barcode, and it's registering to an inventory that's already on file. They're trying to insert a barcode. It's not an actual grocery store barcode, but it's a digital barcode to where you can be identified. That's what the inventor of Microsoft said. That the big problem in the world is that 1/3 of the Earth's population is unidentified. There's no unified version of identification. You see? So, but the elders, have been broke that down, man. So, anyway, my bad, bro. I had to go to that.
Like I say, look who your adversary, what he's doing. Look what this devil is doing. It would be wise to look and see, okay, he's trying to bring out more and more of the, like I say, the RFID tracking and all this, as you was mentioning. It would be wise to say, okay, what is this going to lead to? All right? What is this going to lead to? Is it going to lead to him just saying we're going to keep scanning? We've been doing that. What did even like with what is that? Russo when he was being who was in there? Alex Russo?
Well, Aaron Russo.
Aaron Russo. He said he asked him, what is the end all be all? What is this? He was like, what? To get everybody to see you. Now you're starting to see all this change with the currency, where they said, hey, this is going to happen. You starting to see Elon Musk saying, I'm going to set up by this year. We're going to be in the process of starting to put in what? The chip in your head. All these things are coming into fold. So Why you won't look and say, okay, what does this lead to? What is the end all be all? This is the man that's basically trying to put this in you, all right? As it says in Surah 12, you know, around the 10th verse. You know, never trust thine enemy, because he is your enemy. And he says, I roughly paraphrasing, that iron rust, you wipe it away. Basically, that rust is still there. That's the same old E that is here trying to do what? Become your power, become your God.
Yeah, that's why they call this the system. They call it what, the Internet of Bodies. Like they literally want to turn you right into a cyborg, man. You know, like I remember like crazy, like maybe like a year, maybe about 2 years ago, right, when they were really pushing that those juice, you know, man to the dates hard. One dude, you know, felt played, so he recorded a video of himself, right? He said, well, I got juiced up yesterday, but now I can find myself on a Wi-Fi. Damn. You know, like he was literally, his body was literally hooked up to the Wi-Fi, man. That's the part of this man's plans, his schemes, the Internet of Bodies, man. He was like going back to the priest's point, man. How he wants to put that barcode inside of you. Instead of it being on these particular items, no, you're going to be the barcode, man.
You gonna be the item.
Scripture says how the counsel, of this man's heart is deep. You know, so if you don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shemal Shah, right, you're not going to be able to perceive like really like what this man's really trying to do. And when you speak about what he's trying to do, you're going to look weird when you tell people, no, he's coming, he's about to see with everybody. Nah, that's too far-fetched, man. Yeah. You know, but this is the wicked that you're dealing with. Like, there is no limits with this dude, bro. You know? And for another thing, you know, with that group, Wi-Fi, WFI, right? When it comes to things with Yahweh Shemal Shah, everything is physical. You gotta have your fringes on, you know, all these things. Everything is physical on the outward appearance, but yet when it comes to Esau, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual MOTV. Right? So you niggas are ass backwards, man. You got it.
Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
That's right. Like the preacher just said. What is the end goal of this man? What is he really trying to do? Right? But a prudent man, go ahead.
Foreseeth the evil.
Foreseeth the evil. How do you foresee the evil? By the lens of prophecy. Right? Because prophecy helps you to look forward. It tells you things what's going to happen. It makes you know what the latter end is going to be. And that's why Jacob's about to utterly perish, because they didn't consider their last end. They weren't prudent, meaning they weren't wise. You got it?
Might I add, prophecy is what keeps the elect from being deceived. A lot of these other groups, they don't have a thorough understanding of prophecy, which is why they're going to get caught up in the skirmish. You know? Yeah. That's what separates us from the rest of the, you know, what's the stuff called the Bible, the chaff.
Right.
That's what separates us from them, because we have that understanding, that thorough understanding of prophecy, which is the spirit of Yahweh, and he gave it.
A lot of these other Israelites, when they bring up prophecy, the only time they bring it up a lot of times is to do what? To try to debunk Great Millstone. If they ain't trying to debunk Great Millstone, they're not bringing out prophecy.
And that's why Yahweh Shah was going back to Brother Juan's point. That's why Yahweh Shah was so adamant to Peter, like, Peter, feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. Now, where was the sheep being fed with? Right? Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. How I will set up shepherds and pastors over you to feed you with knowledge and wisdom, roughly paraphrasing. The prophecies. That's how the elect is going to be kept at these times. Why everybody, you got something? Yeah, why everybody else is, their hope is dwindling, their faith is gone, right? They're bugging out in the streets. The elect is kept because of what prophecy has promised. Right? Prophecy told you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right? Ezekiel the 2nd chapter says how that roll was written lamentations, mourning, and woe. Right? Well, how would you know that if you're not occupied of prophecies? But see, it just doesn't stop there with prophecy. It goes beyond the lamentation, mourning, and woe. Right? It lets us know that mourning is coming. That's why David says, for weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. We're in the night right now. Now, once the bright and morning star, Yahweh Shah comes, we know that's all the sweet that's going to come. So prophecy helps you overlook the blast that's about to come, man.
2 Peter chapter 1 verse 19.
We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn and the day star rise in your hearts.
Can you read it again? I thought you were reading.
2 Peter 1:19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy.
A more sure word. You go to that word sure, it's like a stabilized foundation. And this is what we build upon. It's upon the prophecy. We don't build upon gimmicks, you know? Like that dude Brandon T. Jackson. I'm gonna go down to the Pope and I'm gonna make him acknowledge that we're the Israelites. Set up our own currency, he's gonna have our face on it. No, that's not sure, man. Because this man, hey, Scripture says, 1 Timothy 6 chapter, right? How these are uncertain riches. So what's it gonna behoove you? You try to build your own currency here, and this nigga finna change his monetary system. So the only thing sure is the word of the Lord. All flesh shall pass as a flower of the field, but the word of the Lord, that shall stand sure. Roughly paraphrasing, you got it.
Whereunto ye do well that ye take heed.
Meaning pay attention to it. Sirach 39 in verse 1. You know, be occupied in the prophecies. You got it.
As unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
And that dark place being Esau Edom set up. What we're living in that dark place. The land of darkness. Right? So prophecy helps navigate you out of this place, man. This is the only light we got. Right? Because as it says in the book of Job, the 10th chapter, how that you can grab you got to speak. Okay, we can grab Job the 10th chapter and the last verse.
Say that those darkness has come to people. When you read Isaiah 60th chapter, when it said, "Arise, and your house, the Lord shall light is risen upon us," talking about the elect, man. You know what I'm saying? So that prophecy that we have is like the brothers going into this, that light that shines that makes us be able to see. Okay, we have that eye salve to see it. That way we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We can see all the BS is going on because we link everything up with prophecy.
Because imagine not knowing what we know now. But yet we still looking at the same news articles and looking at these women still being out of, like, bro, we'll be bugged out. I know I would. Like, God, bro, I wouldn't have no type of hope. Like, because, bro, anybody can see that the so-called American dream is gone, man. That's why these people are just bugged out. They don't have anything to live for anymore. You see, while the Lord is tearing down their hope, He's building up our hope, man, day by day. This is why all these destructions that's happening upon planet Earth, this is why, brothers, we get excited. We sending articles in the chat, man. We make our morning. 5,000 dead. Hey, call all everybody. We're getting happy, man, because that's letting us know what? That salvation is not. Us obtaining these promises, if we hold fast to the end, we're about to get it, man. Yeah.
Until the day dawn and the day star arise in your heart.
And who's that day star? Yahweh Shah. That's that morning time coming, man. Because even nature itself shows you that it's not dark all the time. It's not raining all the time. The sun's going to come out, man. Right? So it's a balance to it. Proverbs 11:1.
Yep. This is Psalm 73, verse 15. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Because he was going into the fact of like, look, if we didn't understand his knowledge, if Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah didn't give us his knowledge, you know, we will be out here bugged out and lost, man. You know, we could be like the rest of these people walking up and down these streets not knowing what the hell is going on, scoffing. You know, we could be like other Israelites that are just scoffing, just like we was talking about on the side. You know what I'm saying? These other groups can tell you what something isn't, but they can't tell you what it is.
Right. They carnal.
You know, they can tell you that, oh, it's not this, it ain't that, it ain't this, it ain't that, it ain't this, it ain't that. But when we give them the response, they're like, okay, well, tell us what it is then. It's a deflection.
Hey, proving that leadership is important. Okay, they're proving that leaders are important. Okay, that Yahweh Shah sets up. Not because you put on the garment of your Jake. Okay, because why? They know all this truth. Okay, that's correct, that's right. But when it comes to the most important thing at the end that will determine your fate of being burnt up or saved, they get it all wrong. Jacob's trouble, all wrong, which is prophecy. Okay, so we got to remember that Yahweh Shah set up the leaders, apostles over us to guide us, man, to guide the sheep. Okay, because look at the other leaders of these other so-called groups. They don't break it down correctly. So now we're going back and forth with all of them.
Yep.
Okay, so what they gonna do when all hell break loose? Right, man.
Yeah, well, the scriptures talk about how there has to be divisions amongst us, so that those that are authenticated, or those that have the truth, can be differentiated with those that are speaking a lie.
Right.
You know, and the elect are going to only be the only ones that are going to see it, right? Verse 17, back to Psalm. Go ahead.
It's like, if I can add, it makes me think about, you know, what happened in Numbers, the 16th chapter, record Nathan and Abiram. You know, Dathan and Abiram, how they were bucking up against the authority, right, and the ministry of Moses, you know, and Aaron, man. You know, they didn't want to accept that they had leaders over them, right, and that their leaders would tell them the right thing. They're like, well, you telling us that the Lord only dealing with you, you know? And these times you can equate that, or you telling us that you got the breakdown in MOTV, you got 100% truth, you know? So they're scoffing their way into the earth swallowing them up, man.
Psalm 73 and 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, which that word sanctuary in the Hebrew is Makodash, I'm going to say it is, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Makodash, which means pretty much the temple, you know, the holy place. So in the temple and the holy place, representative of today is talking about this knowledge, man. Right? So when we come into the knowledge of Yahweh Bashar Shai, right, we read it again. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I their end. See, that's when we understand the end of all things. That's when we understand the end game, in a sense. You know, because the Lord already declared the end from the beginning. These people, they're not in the sanctuary of the Lord, so they don't understand the end. Right. They believe that there's not going to be an end. They feel like this place is going to continue forever. Walk up and down the street, drink Budweiser, eat gummy worms, you know what I'm saying, drink Mountain Dew, continues to be wicked as all hell. And like this system, they really truly think this system is just going to continue. They really think that. You see? And you even got some Israelites that even think like that, man. Their mind's not focused on the kingdom.
Man, all those Jakes that claim to be in the truth, these different camps, a lot of them think like that.
Yeah.
Because the reason why they don't want to break down Jacob's trouble is because they don't want Jacob's trouble to happen, because they're serving their own belly. They got their own will in their mouth, what they want to do. For the present and the future.
Well, that's
the truth of the matter.
That's why a lot of these camps, they focus is nation building. This is not about the kingdom of heaven coming. Well, why would an Israelite be talking about nation building here in this devil's kingdom? Right. We seek new heavens and a new earth where the righteousness.
Right.
So when you're saying that, that's really what it is. That's why people have a problem with the mark. All right, because they still want to. I gotta function here in society.
Hey, because the breakdown surrounding the mark, okay, causes you to have faith.
Right. And they don't have that.
They ain't got it. So they like, I don't want to touch that, because what you gonna do during that time? Okay, so that just shows how fake they are. It shows how fake they are. Okay, that they don't want to deal with the mark correctly in Jacob's trouble surrounding the mark. Because if you deal with the mark, you got to deal with what's going to happen surrounding that time. You got to deal with that time frame correctly. Okay? Get on that?
With the Revelation 3 and 10, letting you know what that time is going to entail. But I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is 2 Ezra chapter 2 and verse 13. And this is the Lord speaking into the prophet Ezra. He says, "Go and you shall receive pray for a few days unto you." Right? So that's the spirit that a real man of the Lord will be in, man. Praying for a few days. Baba Gashab, make the time short. Speed up the time for the elect's sake. And when you read, what is that, Sirach, the 36th chapter, you know, our forefather Sirach, he actually said, he says, you know, make the time short for the covenant's sake, roughly paraphrasing. Romans the 9th chapter says the same thing. You know how the Lord will speed up the time for the covenant, right? He says, "Go and you shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch."
Right, and if it's shortened, that means closer and closer to that mark. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that, man. Even though more and more is showing on the news, different things we're seeing, it's being talked about openly. Okay, the first a brain transplant, this and that. Everything is moving towards what the prophets, apostles on down the Great Millstone have been saying for years. Okay, it's moving forward. Okay, ultimately ain't gonna be no excuse when it's that ultimatum is made in effect full in max, okay, in max mode, man, what they gonna do? Still say it's sin? We know it's a sin, but you gonna still say it's sin directly?
And they've never broke down how you can buy and sell with sin. That's the thing. They still never broke. How can you buy and sell with sin, or how can you buy and sell with a philosophy? They still have yet to break that down. As soon as we ask them that question, they call us rapists. They start saying that, great millstone, y'all can deal with white women. Y'all can do that. Y'all can date, y'all pedophile, all this other kind of madness and bullshit. But answer the question.
Hey, that's that same insult, guilt, and the need to be right. That's that silence.
Because they dealing deceitfully
Yeah.
with the word,
God.
with fair speeches. It's sin. Oh, you're right, brother. It is a sin. Well, we know it's a sin, but let's get to the crevice of it. Let's get to the centerpiece of it. Man, I don't want to do that, man. Go ahead, huh?
Oh, you got that revelation.
Revelation 3, verse 10.
Salaki, I got a quick one. This is Luke chapter 6, verse 26.